Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Taylor Talks New York City. I'm your host, Taylor Brook. And I'm just kidding, you guys know that. I want to know how you all react to seeing homeless people. Because especially in New York City, there are so many homeless people on like every corner, and it's very sad to see, especially as someone who's a young professional who doesn't have a lot of money themselves. You know, I feel like I can't give them a lot of money because I don't even have a lot of money myself, but I want to help because they're literally sleeping outside. That's crazy. I can't even imagine that. So what do you guys do? Do you walk past them and just ignore them? Do you make eye contact and say hi? Do you give them money? I want to know, because one thing that made me upset about myself the other day was I called my mom asking her for advice. I was walking into the subway after working out, and I wear like my Beats headphones, so like I don't put my music up super high because I like to be aware of my surroundings everywhere I go. So I had it on low so I could hear still, but also just look like I'm doing something else so no one really comes up and tries to talk to me. And so I was walking into the subway, and there was a lady sitting on like a little box or whatever with a sign, and you know how I like to make eye contact with people, right? Bad idea. No, it was fine, but basically I made eye contact with her, and she said something like, do you have anything? And I did not even like acknowledge her. I didn't even say, no, I'm so sorry. I completely ignored her. And that was not intentional. Like, I didn't mean to ignore her. It just kind of caught me off guard, and I don't know how to react in these situations because, you know, there are some people that are crazy. I'm not saying like specifically homeless people are crazy. No, people in general in this city can be nutsos for real. And so I just don't like to put myself in situations where I could be potentially in danger, etc. And she seemed very sweet, very kind, and I looked right at her but then completely ignored her, didn't even acknowledge her, smile, or anything. And so granted, I had the headphones on, which in my defense could have looked like I didn't hear her at all, but what made me so upset was I did hear her and I still ignored her. And then after that I was like, oh my god, like, that's terrible. But because coming here, like, there's so many crazy people out there and so many people that try to talk to you and be weird, you just tend to just have to put your headphones in and ignore. That's what I've learned. I know I've talked about this in previous videos. So I was really upset with myself, and I called my mom and I was like, Mom, like, what should I have done? Like, I feel terrible. And so from that day though, I've kind of changed the way I treat like everyone in general. I've always tried to be very kind to people and things like that, but especially the homeless people. So what I've done is I keep little cent, I keep some change in my pocket so that when I pass somebody, you know, if you have your hands in your pockets, it's right there. You know, even a dime is still something. It's better than nothing. So what I do is I just keep some change in my pocket in every coat that I have. So no matter which coat I wear, if I pass somebody, I just drop it in there. Because I feel like a lot of people don't give money to homeless people because it's in their backpack or in their purse that they have to kind of open up to get. It's a lot of work. A good tip that I would say if you are like me and it does break your heart walking by people who sleep on the streets, is just keep some change, because some people don't even want money. They just want like toothpaste or food. They want your scraps, which is unreal to me. It's very heartbreaking to see that and know that people live like that, but it's just reality. So I urge you to, I don't know, kind of do something like what I'm doing. Keep some change in your pocket if you live in a big city like I do, so that if you do see someone homeless, you can just give them some sense. Like, who likes change anyway? I know I don't like change. When I was in Spain this summer, they actually, a euro, like there's dollar euros, which is crazy, so change did matter because it was like a dollar bill. Here though, like, you can spare some change for people who don't have anything. So that's just what I've learned. I've learned from my experience. That was that really woke my eyes up. I was like, you just looked at someone and completely ignored them. And that's not me. So I learned from that, and I'm taking it to kind of just like pay it forward a bit. Like, I keep change in my pocket and give it to someone if I see them and they need it. So I think you all should do the same. Whether it's just like, if you have nothing to give, acknowledging them. Like, they're people as well, you know? They are humans too. You never know someone's story. You never know where they came from or why they're on the streets. So don't judge. Don't just think like they're completely crazy and they're completely fine, because what if it was you? I think about me, like, what if I was on the street begging for money or begging for food or toothpaste? I would think the world was crap because of how many people just walk by me and pretend like I'm not there. Like, don't pretend like they're invisible, because they're people as well. And that's why I've decided to keep a little bit of change in my pocket and give it to them when I walk by, because we're blessed. You know, a lot of you, if you're watching this, like, you have a phone, you have a computer, you have money of some sort. You know, you might not have a ton, but you have enough to give some change, like a 10 cent, a dime, to a homeless person. So I urge you to do something, an act of kindness, you know, change something about the way that you do, whether it's just acknowledging somebody who you might not have acknowledged in the past. Give a quick smile, just let them know that, like, you know, we do see you, and just be more kind to people in general is what I would say. Kindness is a virtue. All right, y'all, have a great rest of your evening. Thank you guys for watching this. Adios.